Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Two Marks and a Spark. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about this week, so I'm just going to get right into it. Um, Russ, how are you?
I'm good, man. How was your week?
Good, good. Traveling a lot, and that's about the beginning and the end of that. And it was rough. The hotel sucked, but don't all hotels suck? I don't know that I've ever stayed at like a good one. Um, I guess that comes with the territory of being broke, though.
Yeah,
Uh,
you probably can't afford a good one.
wow, that one was expensive and not good, so that should tell you something. But let's talk about the news first here. Uh, Something you told me about before we started recording. Mantar
Right,
passed away this week.
right. Mike Halak, Halac was his real name, from Omaha, Mantar, died in his sleep uh
He was
earlier in
young.
the week. Not sure exactly what day, Tuesday or Wednesday, I think.
He
In
was
Florida,
really
his
young.
daughter uh posted the news on social media. Everybody remembers Mantar. He had a very, very brief run. I think I remember seeing like maybe two or three matches, Mantar, and then he was in the Truth Commission for a little while, and that didn't last very long either. But rest in peace, Mike Halak Mantar.
I didn't think the Truth Commission was like awful. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible. Now let's talk about some more news here. The big news of the week, other than the argument that happened after the Raw main event on Monday, um, Elton Prince got hurt on SmackDown. He separated his shoulder.
Okay, that's bad.
Bailey suffered a leg injury at a house show, according to the Observer, the day before we're recording this. We're recording this on Monday. This is the latest we've probably ever recorded this show, just because I was traveling and we had shit going on. So we're we're doing a show, but it's late,
Poor Bailey. Everything happens to poor Bailey.
right?
She even gets the blue mist.
And as of the day we're recording this, they've announced a release date for Cody Rhodes' documentary on Peacock. It will be July 31st. It's called American Nightmare Becoming Cody Rhodes. Looks pretty
Oh, but
good.
we'll probably, yeah, but we'll probably have to see his wife on it too. So keep that in mind.
Well, that's a trade-off I'm willing to make. Uh she's probably going to be on WWE television at some point, so I'm fine. Um One thing that concerns me, however, is a little bit of AEW news that we got this week. That being Andrew Zarian of the Observer reporting that we might be heading towards 12 AEW pay-per-views a year.
A lot. That's
God fucking help me.
they're trying. He's trying to be like Vince McMahon.
No, he's trying to compete and it's not going to work.
No, I can't see it working.
I I understand why they're doing it from a business perspective because they're doing about 200,000 buys a show right now for four.
Right.
And if they go down to like 150,000 buys, but they're doing 12 of them, obviously you're going to make a lot of money. But here's the problem: 12 pay per views. First of all, where are you going to put them all?
Right. That's a lot
Second
of
of,
logistics.
second of all, they've announced now that All In is going to be a pay per view. When it was originally, I guess, supposed to be on HBO Max or Max or whatever, but that got canned because they don't have the infrastructure.
Well, I just don't feel like at this point that Tony Khan has the talent at this point to, to do 12 pay-per-views a year, which the WWE has done. and pulled off with varying degrees of success. You have to really, really book your storylines and your people ahead. You have to really have long term planning, and you have to have the ability to see that far down the road.
I mean, they have done that with their main event storylines very clearly, but the lower down the card you go, the sketchier it gets.
Yeah, it just seems rather chaotic, if you will.
Uh, my concern with 12 pay-per-views is not only our wallets, because God damn it, I don't want to do that. Unless, and they could do this, and I think this is maybe the only way financially that it works out, is that certain pay-per-views are cheaper than others. I think that's the only way they're going to be able to do it and maintain any level of consistency on a buy rate. Does that
Yeah,
make any sense?
yes, it does.
Or they're going to stick to 4 traditional pay-per-views a year and then do the rest of them on Max once they have the infrastructure. I guess that's always a possibility too. I don't see them doing that, but it's a possibility. You know what I mean? It's an option that they have. I just, here's my thing. WWE can do 12 pay-per-views a year because one, they're not pay-per-views, they're on Peacock. And
Right,
two, they're the biggest fucking wrestling company in the world. They have been for 50 years or more.
right.
And it's WWE. They're going to do whatever they want anyway, and it's probably going to work to some level.
Are they actually doing 12 a year now? Officially, I thought it was less than that.
I think they're down. If you don't count the Saudi shows, I think they're doing 10.
Yeah, I thought they were down to 10. I remember at one brief point they were doing like 16 a year. That was absolutely insane. They were just pulling pay-per-view titles out of their ass.
Now they've gotten rid of a lot of the gimmick pay-per-views. Like October, they've killed Extreme Rules. It's back to Fastlane. See, everybody hated Fastlane because of where it was on the calendar, but like it's not a bad name for a pay-per-view,
No,
and it works. Just and it's like, okay, I understand what they're doing. This is a Triple H move. Triple H said, we're not doing these fucking gimmick shows anymore. We're done with them. I'm not doing them. I'm not booking it. And it doesn't look like Survivor Series is going to be War Games this year. At least they haven't announced that.
yeah,
Granted, what they could do is do what NXT used to do, which is not announce something is going to be War Games until the match is set up.
right. I
They could.
think NXT, aren't they also now, have they inherited the Great American Bash?
Correct. And I would be
That was an old WCW show.
stunned if that doesn't go to the main roster at some point. Um, just because Hunter loves WCW.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think, here's the thing. I don't think any wrestling company on the face of the earth, other than maybe New Japan, besides WWE, can do 12 pay-per-views a year and get away with it.
yeah.
I don't
Because
think,
because as good as they are, they can't pull off 12 good ones.
I, WWE has been doing really well with their premium live events this past year. I don't remember the last bad PLE we watched. I don't think we've watched one since we restarted the show in January. But my thing is, I I don't know long term if they're going to be able to maintain the buy rate. And that's the thing, right? They need
Yeah,
to maintain the buy rate to some level. Obviously, it's going to drop a bit if they're doing 12, but I don't know, man. They need to. I would be fine with 6. You know what I mean? I think 6 is a good number,
yeah.
but 12 is a lot. And unless you're going to drop the price, because $50 every month,
Right.
that's a lot to ask from people now.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
that's why WWE quit doing it 10 years ago. because they realized this isn't
Well,
going
they
to
could
work.
see the future. They could see where streaming was going.
And they said, dude, we can't keep charging $50 a month for these pay-per-views.
Right.
Now, the exception to that is UFC, who charges $80 a month for their pay-per-views and gets away with it just fine. But you got to remember that's UFC. Shows are a little different.
Right.
And nobody buys every UFC pay-per-view. Nobody that I know anyway. Not at $80. I mean, you'll buy the big ones and then kind of skip the other ones. I don't know, Russ. I
You'd
don't
have to
like
be, you'd have to be a very wealthy fan addict to purchase 12 pay-per-views from AEW every year.
or you have to do what we do, which is sit here and talk about it
Right.
because we're gonna watch them anyway. So,
Sure.
the other news out of AEW, Don Callis was assaulted after a AAA show.
Really.
This coming from the Observer. So, at a post-show press conference, Kenny Omega was confronted by Don Callis. It ended in Omega getting attacked as part of an angle by Takeshita.
Take a shit. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. I'm like a 10-year-old kid.
Yes, you are. And then the fan jumped.
Oh,
Um,
a fan.
a fan jumped Don.
Oh, great. These fans that do this shit are so stupid.
He hurt both his neck and his ankle and was transported to San Diego for medical attention.
Oh dear. Well, he's not having a good year.
No, he's really not. Uh,
Got some more scars to show off, though.
that he does. He's got a few more.
Yeah.
Where did my oh they're there. All right, let's talk about Raw
All right. Buffalo, New York.
at the Key Bank Arena or Key
Key
Bank
Bank.
Center.
Exactly.
This was a fairly by the numbers Raw show.
Yeah. This
There
was
was
like,
there was a through line, which is a pleasant surprise. That being Finn Balor and the Judgment Day's issue, and then
kind of like the adventures of the Judgment Day, kind of like SmackDown is the adventures of the Bloodline. This
I
is the
mean,
Judgment Day show.
Bloodline's turning more into a war movie now.
Yeah.
Um, Finn Balor comes out to kick off the show. He's still pissed about Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank, when this show happened, was only 9 days ago.
Right.
I was like, there's no fucking way that show was only 9 days ago. That is insane. That show was only 2 weeks ago. That feels like a
Right.
month ago.
Well, we've been busy.
So Finn comes out. He's angrier than hell. He's mad at Damian Priest. He's mad at everybody. Rhea comes out and Rhea does her thing. I don't know if Rhea like hypnotized him or whatever, but he calmed down right away and basically
Trying to keep
diffused.
everybody calm. You know, trying to keep everybody calm, trying to keep the peace.
Well, what I think this ends in is Rhea snapping at some point and
Yeah.
killing them all.
She could do it.
And it would be hilarious and I would laugh and I would watch the whole
Everybody's
thing.
freaking out, but not Seth. Actually, Seth Rollins actually made me laugh this time.
Seth Rollins cuts this whole thing off.
Yep. Eating wings.
Those wings looked pretty good, I won't even lie.
They sure did.
And Seth basically says, I'm gonna beat Dirty Dom's ass. He made a joke to Rhea about he's gonna be the only one whipping Dom's ass,
Right.
which just
Yeah.
damn it, Seth.
Yeah.
Um,
That was good.
Rollins laughs, he leaves. I was really glad that they didn't attack Seth with a chicken. I'm like, why would you waste perfectly good wings?
Oh yeah, that's right. That would be right.
I mean, I would have been mad if they'd have wasted the wings. I don't know about you,
Yes.
because they looked really good.
Damn right.
We go to commercial, we come back. Ripley and Dominic go over to Damien and they're talking, and Rhea's basically like, "You need to talk to Finn," and Damien's like, "Fine, but only because it's you."
Mhm.
And that was pretty much the end of that.
They're almost implying like she's the one who's really in charge there.
I think that's always been the case.
Yeah.
Uh, Drew and Riddle against Imperium. This was fine.
That's right. We got Leonardo da Vinci and Kaiser Wilhelm versus the goofball and the Scotsman.
um, I don't know if you noticed this, but anytime McIntyre was in the ring, this match was 100 times better.
Oh yeah. And that Claymore, that's a hell of a finisher.
That it is.
And it's one of the finishers that they haven't cheapened yet by having everybody kick out from it.
Exactly. Uh, McIntyre pins Vinci with the Claymore. This match only went about 11 minutes. It was a good match, not
It was a
great.
good match. I'm getting less down on Matt Riddle each week.
He's good in the ring. He's just a shit human being.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Very talented in the ring, just terrible person. We go back to the back, and Balor's reaming out Priest, and
He's still bitching. He's still in a bad mood.
I won't lie, when I watched this show, I was also in a bad mood. So I was like sympathetic for Finn Balor here.
Sure.
Um, and I don't know about you, but I'm kind of glad the Judgment Day didn't break up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause
Got,
like
got some miles left in that group. Yeah.
cause like they're really good.
Yes.
And I would really like, because Rhea keeps talking that they're gonna hold all the belts. I kind of actually want that to happen.
Sure.
Like somehow. I don't know how they do it, but I kind of want them to win all the belts. Just
That'd
to
be
see what
great.
they
That
just
wouldn't
to see
bother
what
me
they would
one
do.
bit.
I feel like Rio would just go absolutely apeshit at that point, and I kind of need to see that. So anyway, uh Priest and Finn finally buried this thing and we moved on. We go to commercial, we come back and we get the weekly long ass bloodline recap video.
That's right. You just can't get away from the bloodline, man.
I'm
And
not trying to get away from it. I'm
we
just
just recap the high points of the story all over again, which is fine. It's a great story, but I fast forward through this part.
but as two guys who watch this show every week, and we do, whether we want to admit that or not. I mean, I wouldn't say it too loudly in public, you know.
Yeah.
It it it, it is what it is. We get Jackie Redmond backstage with Kevin and Sammy.
Yes.
It looks like Judgment Day are going to be their next feud because they cut this whole thing off.
Yes.
I heard
Yeah.
I heard very lightly in the background kind of something to the equivalent of "we can't hear you." Uh I wonder if maybe the audio in the building wasn't working at that point.
Oh, okay.
We got
I missed that.
we got a Inda Sheer video package.
Yeah, that was interesting, man. It was raining and it was ominous and spooky.
It would have been a really cool video package if it wasn't for fucking Jinder Mahal.
You know, yeah, it was. They're spending money on this guy.
It would have been a good video package if it wasn't Jinder.
Well, these guys are big and they're just so far they're just smashing and destroying everybody. Which, if that's they've done that, they've proven that. Now what are they going to do with them?
They're gonna get beat by the Viking Raiders.
No, the Viking Raiders are busy feuding with the Alpha Academy.
Yeah, well, we were supposed to get a rematch of Seth versus Dom. This
Right.
did not happen.
Right.
They shoot an angle to set up for the main event, which I'll talk about later. A lot happened there.
Yeah, that was kind of strange the way that unrolled.
Uh,
Yeah.
we are already to the second hour of this show, by the way.
Right.
Almost every segment on this show included the Judgment Day in some fashion.
Yes, it sure did.
Zoinks, Scoob.
Yeah, it's the Judgment Day show, Monday Night Judgment Day.
That's not a bad name. Anyway, I should use that. Then we get the Logan Paul Ricochet thing. I actually thought this
Right.
was pretty good for what it was.
Yeah, he was. And Logan Paul ended up getting knocked down, didn't he?
Well, what was interesting about this is they never let Ricochet talk. They let him talk here, and you realize Ricochet can cut a fucking promo.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing. Can't remember the last time I heard him talk and that it sounded good.
And then he goes out there, and you're like, wait, this guy can talk.
Yeah.
Hang on, what? Let him talk. Hang on. And then unfortunately, Logan Paul comes out. They end up having a little bit of a brawl. Clearly, these two are going to have a match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Ricochet better fricking beat him.
I
Uh,
sure hope so.
and that better lead to more from Ricochet or for Ricochet. We have
Yeah.
Zoe Stark versus Becky Lynch. This was a good match until the finish.
Well, this was fairly short too, wasn't it?
About 10 and a half minutes, yeah.
Zoe
Uh,
won, but she didn't really win fairly now, did she?
no, not really.
I get chagrined sometimes like cheating in professional wrestling. What is this world coming to, Ben?
It's almost like it's scripted.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Anyway, I think Zoe Stark's a good wrestler.
This was a
But then
very
we,
good match,
then we
but
get the comedy section of the show.
I'll be honest, if I didn't take notes on this, I would have forgotten it happened.
Yeah, well, it's a big waste of time, in my opinion.
We
All
get
that
the
is still Maxine's graduation jacket.
now I don't know what their obsession with Maxine Dupree is. The writers, that is.
Right. We know she can wrestle.
And she's hot. I'm sure that helps. And she's really, you know what I think it might be? You know what I think the reason they might like her so much is? Hang on, I gotta Google this. I gotta make sure I'm right. She's only 26. Okay, we figured it out. That's why they keep her around, because she's so damn young that they think they can. It's like a bad relationship. You're like, oh, we can fix this.
Sure.
It's like a teenage girl in a relationship with a douchebag guy. I can fix him.
Right.
No, you can. No, you
no,
can't.
You can't. No, you can't. You can't. Some things can't be fixed.
And I'm not sure this Maxine Dupree thing can be fixed.
Yeah, it's a silly soap opera, and all of the wrestling talent involved is their wrestling skills are basically being wasted.
Correct.
And I'm not opposed to comedy in wrestling. There's good comedy in wrestling.
I
We've
think
seen
the
it.
Alpha Academy is really good.
They're good wrestlers too, but whoever's writing this shit, I think they're missing the boat. It's not that good.
The writing is not good here, but everyone involved is doing a wonderful job of turning lemons into lemonade. I mean, they're doing what they can. We get a
Yeah,
squash match between Shayna Baszler and Emma. This went like a minute.
that was very, very quick. That was a submission. What do they call it? The Karafidu clutch.
Karafuda clutch. Yep.
Karafuda. Karafuda.
We are now on to the third hour of Raw after a bit of a brawl with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Just a little teeny tiny little snippet of one.
Um, we get a Cody Rhodes promo.
Right. Backstage. It comes in, and he always looks good and he always talks good. His promos seem to really work the crowd really well.
You know, Cody made a point during this promo. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have. All of his promos since he's come back, and he made this point on the promo on Raw, and I think it was true. When he cuts a promo, yes, he's working, but he's putting a lot of truth into his work. So it's almost like you kind of have to try to figure out what's real and what's not.
Sure.
But from him, it's pretty believable that it's all pretty real. Just because Cody is so damn good.
Yeah, it's just very believable.
He's so good on the mic. I think he's better on the mic than he is in the ring. He's good in the ring, but I think he's better on the mic. And when he retires, if he wants to be a manager, that will definitely be an option for him.
Mm-hmm.
We got The Miz versus Tommaso Ciampa
No DQ.
for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah. And our
I
old
re-
buddy The Miz won this one.
I remember nothing of this match. It was fine. They made Ciampa look like shit.
Pretty sure do. Pardon me. Yeah, they do. They make Ciampa look like shit, and The Miz was put over on him. And I thought, well, that was a waste of time.
Speaking of wastes of time, we go backstage to Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green.
Oh, yes. And Liv and Raquel also. They were there, weren't they?
Yeah, they do this whole thing backstage.
When Rhea rolls up on him, everybody backstage. You notice all the whole show, people are hanging around backstage, and Rhea Ripley just kind of rolls up on him out of nowhere. It's like she's just walking the halls, being the hall monitor. She'd be a hell of a hall monitor.
She would be. Well, then we get Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. Can I say her name? Chelsea Green against Katana Chance and Caden Carter.
Right, exactly.
I really hate how they're burying these two.
The two newer ones, Katana and Caden.
They're both really good. Katana especially.
I have not seen their work from NXT, but I've heard good things about
Well,
it.
Katana's really good. Caden's all right.
Well, they got some good moves, but they haven't let them win anything yet.
It's stupid. We then get your favorite, Byron Saxton.
Yeah, Byron. Way to go, man. You the best.
God, I hate this fucking guy. Not Russ, Byron Saxton.
Yeah. Talking to Drew and Riddle.
Drew makes a comment. He's like, when did all these groups start just popping up? I've been gone for 3 months and
That's right.
what the fuck? And he's like, me and Riddle here are going to team up to take down the mall. And I thought, oh no, they're putting
Mhm.
Drew in a tag team with Riddle. This is my worst nightmare. I hate it here.
Yeah, I hear
uh,
you.
I really, 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 really hope that this is Drew turning heel.
Sure, that'd be great.
Because if it's not, this is going to suck.
You'd make a really good heel.
He's
He's
been a
done it
heel.
before. Yeah, I thought he did just fine.
Uh, Things that are announced for next Monday, and they announced that they're going to be in Atlanta next Monday. That's going to be really interesting. Cody is going to get a massive pop next week because he
Very
lives in
well.
Atlanta.
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar will be there next week.
good.
Viking Raiders versus Alpha Academy in a Vikings rule match or a Viking rules
What is
match.
Vikings rules? What exactly are the Vikings rules?
Why are you asking me?
I don't know. Do they
Uh,
gotta like, you know, they gotta we gotta get what's her name to call down the gods from Valhalla, right?
Probably. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are going to defend against Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
Yep.
You know, I wouldn't hate it if Liv turned heel here.
That would be interesting.
Put her in the Judgment Day. Fuck it. Put her and Rhea back together.
Well, that would be interesting. Yes, it would.
Uh, and then Riddle and Gunther in a non-title match. And the main event, this was a mess.
Yes. This didn't seem to unfold smoothly at all. I got a little bit lost in the mix here. We're supposed to have Owens and Zayn and Rollins versus Judgment Day.
Yeah, well,
What happened here?
I don't know. This didn't go to plan. Judgment Day won. That was the plan, but everything else got fucked up.
Yeah, Finn Balor pinned Sami Zayn.
And
He interfered.
according to Fightful, there was a large argument backstage.
Yes. Yeah. What was that all about? Give us all the juicy details, Ben.
I don't know what that was all about. I didn't read the whole article. All I know is that there was an argument backstage and nobody was happy. At any
So,
rate,
so maybe we weren't the only ones in the audience that felt like it came off kind of contrived or something. I don't know what the word is, man, but
at any rate, let's talk about something less contrived and less awkward and less weird and significantly less arguing involved. Uncle Russ's Comic Talk.
Uncle Russ's Comic Talk at Lock 22 channel on YouTube. This week, we've got books for sale. We also are going to be talking about some old Superman hardbound volumes I've got. We're even going to be talking about Superman as a Broadway musical, 1966. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. Broadway musicals on Uncle Russ's Comic Talk.
Well, what was not a Broadway musical, but really could have been AEW Dynamite.
There you go. Tournament semifinal night.
They were in
It's
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
I have no clue where Saskatoon is, but we'll pretend like I do.
It's in Saskatchewan. Did you hear me?
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
Do you know where Saskatchewan is?
Yeah, it's in Canada. North of here.
North.
Yeah,
Yeah, Russ, it's north. You see? North.
that's right. It's up north.
And for those of you that are just listening to this, you did not get that joke at all, but there were middle
All
fingers
right.
involved. Anyway, this was a very good show.
This started off right off the bat with our old buddy Jericho.
Guy can work. And so can Commander. Jericho ends up beating Commander by submission.
Yeah, the lion tamer.
It was nice to see the lion tamer get whipped out here.
Yes, it was. And I also enjoyed this next segment here because we got to see some footage from 95.
Yes, Don Callis comes out. He's still trying to coax Jericho to be the fifth member of
Yeah.
the Blood and Guts team and the newest member of the Don Callis family,
Yep. Had some old footage of Bad News Allen.
who I'd completely forgotten ever existed.
Right. That's back when he was in the Thrill Seekers, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, with Lance Storm.
Though I don't think that was Smoky Mountain footage because I don't think Cornette would have.
Oh yeah, probably not. That would be owned by WWE.
Did WWE buy Smoky Mountain?
I know that on Peacock you can find some of their their weekly shows. Yeah.
Smoky Mountain was really bad, by the way, like for the most part. I don't know if you've ever watched like any other TV, but most of it
Yes.
was not very good.
It was territorial wrestling. It's like 80s, 90s style wrestling, when it was almost extinct. And they even had some old school ideas like wrestling mummy, shit like that, you know.
Well, at any rate, Callis still trying to coax Omega, or not Omega, Jericho. Then we
Yes.
get Marvez in the parking lot.
Good old Alex.
Still hate this fucking guy.
Poor guy. You mean he's worse than Brian Saxton?
Byron Saxton? No, nobody's worse than
Well,
Byron Saxton.
I said Byron, didn't I? Or did I say Brian?
You said Brian, which is his real name.
Sorry about that, dude. Very unprofessional of me.
I mean, he probably doesn't care because that is his real name. His real name's
Right.
Brian Kelly.
Right.
Uh, anyway, we get Marvez in the parking lot waiting for Jungle Boy Jack. Who do we think's driving this car of Jack's, by the way?
I wondered about that myself.
I mean, I have a theory.
Just a guy from the limo company. That's who.
No, no, they wouldn't be doing this many times in the same exact car if that was the case.
Yeah. What's your theory?
Okay, if you don't pay attention to any social media at all, you don't know this. But Jungle Boy referenced it, or I guess Jack now. I guess he's not Jungle Boy anymore. Jack referenced it a couple of weeks ago. His reference to dating the hottest bitch in the company was Anna Jay. My
Oh,
my thinking is I think JAS is probably over or wrapping up,
yeah.
and those two are a shoot couple, and they might just stick them together on TV, give them both something to do.
Sure.
And like when WWE books a real life couple together, it sucks. But I feel like AEW does it a lot better, specifically with heels. I don't know. I think it'd be
Right.
cool. I think it would
A
make
good example
sense.
of that is be like
Right.
Sammy
Sammy and Tay
Guevara.
worked. Sammy and Tay worked. They were heels and they had a lot of heat and nobody liked them. But
Right.
guess what? The act worked. And both Anna and Jack are really, really good in the ring and really, really good on the mic. Anna, especially, is really good in the ring. I think Anna's a better wrestler than Jack is, but Jack's better on the mic than she is, even though she's pretty good.
Yeah.
Remember Badass and a Bad Attitude? That instant classic promo that got turned into a t-shirt in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I do remember that now.
That was like the 1 week I watched Rampage. So we get Renee Paquette again with Don Callis.
Right.
There was a lot of talking in the first hour of this show.
Yes, there was.
None of it was bad. It was just a lot. And
Yes. Then we got MJF and Adam Cole drinking shots and doing some male bonding and shit.
This MJF Adam Cole segment was fucking great.
I think this. It looks like they're really having fun.
I I really don't want this to end. I know it's going to,
Yeah,
but like, does it have to?
I just wish Adam Cole. Well, it's got to end sometime, but I wish they would just make like Adam Cole kind of really officially seal his heel status.
Or MJF babyface.
Yeah, which I think is less likely to happen, but we'll see what they do with it. I think
But
segments they're doing are a lot of fun. They're very entertaining.
do you know where this? I'll tell you where this is going. It's going to be MJF and Adam Cole at Wembley. That's
Oh
what this is.
yeah,
That's where this is going.
that'd be a great match.
But like, I don't want these two to break up.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. It's like they're having so much fun together. You want them to stay together forever, but they're not gonna. I mean, it's better than Booker T and Goldust.
I thought that was pretty fun. No.
Yes, it was.
Anyway, we moved on from that and we got a pretty good tag match between Garcia Guevara against Cassidy and Allen. I thought this
Right,
was a good match.
right. Yeah, this was pretty good. Even though it had Orange Cassidy in it, it still was watchable. Isn't that amazing?
I'm starting to like Orange Cassidy. I don't know what your problem is.
Oh, I'm just being a old curmudgeon.
I mean, you've been an old curmudgeon since week one, and it's probably never going to change.
Right.
Uh, I mean, neither of us are getting any younger. I might be an old curmudgeon by the time we stop doing this show.
Sure. Well, Darby got pinned though. Darby Allin got pinned by Sammy in that one. And this next segment, this vignette and this match here, or this next vignette. See, I don't know a lot about Nick Wayne, so I found this very interesting.
The Nick Wayne video package was very good. We moved on from that, and we got Renee Paquette backstage with Adam Cole. Roderick Strong comes over. He's like, dude, you can't be serious with all this.
Yeah,
And then we moved to the tag match. MJF and Adam Cole against W. Morrissey, Big Bill, whatever you want to call him,
yeah.
and Brian Cage.
Brian Cage. Brian Cage.
This was, I saw it online. This has been called a house show main event match
Okay.
because it was very much pleasing the crowd and
Yeah,
a little hokey, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
yeah. Yes, it was. And Adam Cole gets the pin.
Adam Cole gets the pin. This
Well, Brian Cage. Brian Cage is one of these guys that I don't know what is about him. He just isn't quite getting over with me. There's just
He's never been over with me. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. There's just something about the way I'm just not quite there. I don't hate the guy.
I think it might
Brian,
be the steroids. Anyway,
yeah,
the visible steroid use. We get a Cole promo after. They're talking about they want to win the tag title. And they're going to go to the final and win the tag titles.
yes,
Which I don't think is going to happen. I think they're going to split up before they can get there. But
right,
Jake Hager and Renee Paquette are backstage. They go into Jericho's locker room and Hager gives him the bucket hat and walks out the door.
yep. Like we said, the JAS is kind of winding down.
Thank goodness.
Hell, it was fun for about a week.
It was fun for a month and then stopped. And then we get a match that pissed me the fuck off. God damn it.
You're talking about the women's match?
Yes.
Well, I was unhappy with the ending of it. I didn't like the finish.
So first of fucking all, my first problem with this match.
Ruby and Sky.
Ruby Soho versus Sky Blue. I don't have a problem with Ruby Soho at all. I don't have a problem with Soraya. I don't have a problem with Tony Storm. But Sky Blue is probably the most over woman on the roster with Jamie out.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter out. And they pulled a fucking WWE dumb shit finish. And on top of that, half of this match was in commercial, so we didn't see half of it. And then
Yeah, it was disappointing.
Ruby wins with the no future, and I about turned the TV off. They couldn't have at least put her in the final.
Yeah.
Do they
Well,
have to beat?
I'm glad you didn't turn the TV off though,
Well, I would have had to
because
turn
the
it back
next
on.
match was pretty damn good.
Yeah. But I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here, okay? Fucking Tony, and the 1.1% chance you fucking watch this goddamn show, which I don't think you do. To those of you that do, and your name isn't Tony Khan, thank you for watching. Unless your name happens to be Tony Khan and you're just a different Tony Khan that doesn't own AEW, then thank you. This fucking company, Ruby Soho, is in a group called the Outcasts, correct? As CM Punk says, tell me when I'm telling lies here. Correct? They
Right.
don't like AEW. That is their gimmick.
Right.
So why, on God's green earth, are they in an Owen Hart tournament
Yeah.
started by AEW? There's no logic there.
No.
And then
Well, I don't know. I think they got to stick with the gimmick. You know, they bought all this spray paint, and
the
they don't know what the hell to do with it now.
the AEW originals, Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale, and Hikaru Shida and all the other ones, they're making these people look like idiots.
Yeah.
Now, Soraya and Tony got ejected fairly quickly here. Yes, Soraya bothered to show up for work this week. I was just as surprised as you were. My jaw about dropped. I was like, holy shit, she showed up. The fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome back, Soraya. She got ejected right away. She worked for about 4 minutes and didn't do anything. But what pissed me off the most here, and the argument that people are going to make here is, oh well, they were going to put Willow in the final, and they wanted Willow to win, so they couldn't put Sky in the final because they didn't want those two to fight each other. What? Need I remind you that the first round of the Owen Hart tournament last year, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler fought?
Yes, I remember that.
That happened. That
That
a
was
very good match.
that was awesome.
Now, I remind you again, why the fuck did they do this? And again, I have no problem with Ruby Soho, but Sky Blue is on fire, and they continue to try to bury her, and it isn't working.
God likes her. Very good wrestler.
So after that anger, I
Pretty
got even
too.
madder.
Yes, it does.
QT Marshall. I won't lie, I muted the TV here. I won't
What about
lie.
QT? What about QT?
He introduces the Harley Cameron music video.
Oh, that hey, guess what, dude? I fast forwarded through that. I didn't even write it down. I thought, fuck this.
Okay.
How bad was it?
I don't know. I didn't listen to it. I muted the TV. I walked out of the room. We're moving on.
Yes.
Swerve Strickland versus Nick Wayne.
Yes.
This match made no fucking sense.
Well, I'm not surprised that he lost.
I am.
No, I was disappointed, but then I wasn't surprised because I thought, yeah, it's Tony Khan booking it. That's what
They
I meant. I didn't mean it as a compliment.
they built this up for a month.
Yeah.
Hey, the next big wrestling prodigy, Nick Wayne, is going to debut in AEW. Nick Wayne, Buddy Wayne's kid. And then they pinned him clean in the middle of the ring.
Yeah. We want to promote this guy, bring him in and build him up and then devalue him immediately.
Fuck this company.
You know, and I don't know. And here's the thing: they're not going to do anything with Swerve Strickland that's going to help them cash in on this. I mean, they probably don't have any idea what they want to do with Swerve 2 months down the road. It's like they're making this shit up just off the top of their heads.
I don't think they made the Owen Hart tournament up off the top of their heads. I think that was very thought out and very predetermined and very much so. We know who's winning this fucking thing on both sides. Anyway, Swerve beat Nick Wayne. I got angry.
Yeah.
And then here comes Don Callis. And I thought, oh God, they're either going to make me really happy or I'm going to turn the TV off.
Which was it?
I was pretty happy.
Yeah.
So Callis walks out. Omega comes out. Takeshita and Moxley jump Omega. And then Pac. He's back.
Right. I was surprised. I'd kind of forgotten about him. Been a while. The bastard, they call him.
The bastard is back, and my God, was I happy to see him. And right as it looked like they were going to break Omega's neck with the chair, blackout, they go to the video screen, and we get the announcement Kota Ibushi will be there next week in Boston for Blood and Guts. The Golden Elite is back together for now. I don't think Ibushi is signed. I think this is for now a one-off.
Yeah.
Because Kota Ibushi is kind of the old style freelancer. He's very much old-fashioned in the sense that he doesn't really like contracts too much. He likes to kind of do his own thing.
Yeah.
And that was that.
So now the show, the way the show ended, does it make you look forward to Blood and Guts?
I was already looking forward to Blood and Guts.
Does it make you look forward to it even more so?
Yes.
Well, I like Pac. Ibushi, I don't know much about.
Ibushi is fucking great.
Yeah. By all accounts, he's pretty fantastic.
Just a bit of a weird guy, that's all. But some might say we're two weird guys.
Yeah, I've been accused of that.
Let's talk about SmackDown.
Yeah. Now we got to go all the way back to Raleigh, North Carolina.
We're just going all over the map. We started in Buffalo. Right. We went to Saskatoon. We're in Raleigh.
Well, they're in Raleigh. You know darn well. You know in that part of the country. You know who's Charlotte. I knew before they even started that Charlotte was going to be there.
Charlotte bothered to show up. Uh,
Yep.
I did not like this SmackDown show very much.
Yeah, it was okay. But
I think this is the worst SmackDown they've done in a while.
yeah, I'm not a huge Bianca fan, to tell you the truth.
I'm
I
not a
just
huge
think
Charlotte fan, so
I think she should turn heel, Bianca.
she's going to.
Right.
So basically, the show starts with Bianca coming out, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? A year ago? I was like, this is just, I'm having flashbacks to a year ago on Raw when Bianca would come out every week for like a month. For 6 months, it felt like. Just to start the show, Bianca. Every week, it felt like for 6 months last year.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
She gets cut off by Charlotte, and they agree that if Bianca won the main event, it would be Charlotte versus Bianca at SummerSlam. Thank God that didn't happen. We got Pretty Deadly versus the Brawling Brutes. This was a good match,
Yes, it was. Both these teams are good.
but Elton Prince separated his shoulder.
Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah, so that could slow down their push just a little bit.
Hopefully, it's not too badly separated, and hopefully, he's back in
Yeah,
action in like 6 weeks. Then we get a Grayson Waller promo. Uh,
right.
he called out The Rock
Swimming
again.
against Edge.
Yeah, he called out The Rock again. They had a little bit of a back and forth on Twitter. Rock cut a promo on him on Twitter. I don't think they're going to do Grayson Waller versus The Rock,
I
but damn it.
It's funny, but Grayson Waller hasn't done that much wrestling yet.
Dude, can you imagine Grayson Waller versus The Rock? That would be insane for promos.
Yeah, that would be the I don't know. It just sounds like a mismatch.
That would be the ultra rub for Grayson Waller.
Sure would.
We had Bailey versus Zelina Vega after more backstage bullshit. This
Sure.
went 2 minutes.
2 minutes. And Bailey got done
Hit her with a
very
rose plant
quickly
one.
because they had to make time for this weird ass promo from Shotzi.
I thought this was the best thing Shotzi's done since she came to the main roster.
Yes, yeah, it was really weird, wasn't
It was supposed to be weird.
it? Yeah,
It wasn't supposed to be like, oh, this is a normal promo.
yeah. You thinking that girl done lost her damn mind? That's what you're supposed to be thinking.
Well, then we get
Oh yeah,
the Jey Uso promo of a lifetime.
yeah. And then he brought in he started, but then we get to see Heyman and Solo. This was the whole segment was interesting.
It ended in a brawl, big surprise.
Yep.
By the way, for anybody that doesn't think Jey Uso could have a singles main event run, you're just wrong now.
Yeah.
Jey Uso could be world champion. It would work. Then we get the four-way between Santos Escobar, AJ Styles, and Butch as part of the US
Right.
Invitational thing.
Waller and
Grayson
Styles.
Waller was going to win this.
Yep.
Santos won, thank God. I don't know why they keep beating Grayson Waller. They really need to stop doing that.
Well, yeah, he ain't gonna be. They ain't gonna be putting him in no match with The Rock until he learns how to wrestle first.
Or win. By the way, during this match, Cross had taken out the OC and said that they weren't done. And when Cross popped up on the screen, I said, oh, God damn it. Can we just be done with this? Or
Yeah.
turns out they're not done.
No, it was that was kind of a mess too.
Then we find out that the other four people in the tournament are LA Knight, Rey Mysterio, Cameron Grimes, Sheamus, and they announced one other one. I couldn't tell you who it was though.
Cameron Grimes, Sheamus.
Oh, it's Mysterio, Knight, Sheamus, and Grimes. That's it.
Okay, just those four. Yeah.
I really hope Cameron Grimes doesn't win that. As much as I like Cameron Grimes, I think LA Knight should probably.
Well, LA Knight would make the most sense. That would make the fans happy.
They should just put the US title on LA Knight. Anyway, we
Yeah.
get to this stupid main event.
Yeah. Well, this was another big mess. Yeah, Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
By the way, if you thought this match was going to have any sort of semblance of a good finish, I'd like to offer you a beachfront property in Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was just a mess, you know.
Oscar retains. Who gives a shit? We're moving on.
Right. And she missed it, Bailey. Poor Bailey. Everything happens to poor Bailey.
And now Bailey has a leg injury, so we'll see what happens with her.
She's got a busted leg and a blue face. Poor lady.
And then we go to this fucking collision show. 3 hours.
Yeah, the first two were pretty good.
The first two, specifically the first hour, were fantastic.
Yeah. And I also was glad to see we didn't get Kevin Kelly, but we got Ian Riccaboni. I'm glad to see that they're holding to a 2-man booth.
I was so
Saturday.
happy to see IR. I was so happy when Ian Riccaboni came on my television screen. I was like, holy shit, it's Ian Riccaboni.
Me too. I thought this is more like it. You know, get guys like him and Kevin Kelly. But Nigel McGuinness does a great job.
I don't know about you, but my exact reaction to seeing Ian Riccaboni was, holy shit, it's Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah, me too. And
like,
this whole first segment here, though, had there's some kind of weird lighting on it. It was really like a purplish red kind of color. I don't know if it was weird lighting or if it was my TV or
it was just
if I was finally getting my acid flashback or I didn't know for sure what the hell was going on.
It was just the entrances, but yes.
Looked very weird.
But FTR and Bullet Club Gold, if their match last week was
best 2 out of 3 falls, this was really well done.
If last week was great, this match was. This is one of the best television tag matches I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, this is far and away the best match we've seen all week.
This is going to be a match of the year contender.
And this was like by 4 guys that are at the top of their game, really know what they're doing.
People underestimate Juice Robinson because he's kind of got a weird gimmick and he runs around with Jay White. Like, that guy's really good.
I'm so impressed with the way the guy works, you know.
Jay White is so fucking great. Yeah. Okay, so like for reference of context here, my favorite wrestler right now in either company is probably Jon Moxley.
All right.
Which, good choice, right? But a solid number 2 is probably Jay White.
He's good.
Because, damn it, I don't think this guy can have a bad match.
Well, I haven't seen one yet. I've enjoyed everything I've seen, you know.
These guys go 58 fucking minutes.
It was really beautiful.
FTR retains the titles.
right? And
But
it was such an epic match. It was a good battle. It was
holy
paced just right.
shit. This was incredible. Go watch this match.
FTR wanted to shake hands with Jay and Juice, but no, they would have none of that good sportsmanship bullshit.
I
No
wonder if
way.
they're not going to do this again at All Out
Yeah, that'd be great.
in a
Yeah,
gimmick match of some kind. We get a video package for Blood and Guts,
right.
followed by the women's Owen Hart final. Willow Nightingale beats Ruby Soho with a power bomb. This was the right choice if you weren't going to go with Sky Blue, but I think you still should have gone with Sky Blue.
I think, yeah. Well, Willow, I like Willow Nightingale. She's getting better.
Willow's good, but I think Sky might be better.
Well, I don't know what I'd do, man. If they put Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue in a tag team, I'd probably have to
They're
be
already a tag team.
I mean, I have to be resuscitated, if you know what I mean.
I do.
I think I might damn near give me a heart attack. All that
Although if
wrestling
you
ability.
believe what I've read and heard in the last couple of weeks here, Madison Rayne might be on her way back
Oh, good.
because she broke her foot in April. I'm wondering if maybe a heel turn for her and Sky Blue, and then you have her and Willow feud in some capacity.
Yeah.
Because Sky being a heel with Madison, you bring the beautiful people back, and then you can get rid of the fucking outcasts. Fuck this company. We got the Kings of the Black Throne, Brody and Malachi against Artemis Spencer and Randy Myers. This was a squash.
And who was it they wrestled?
Artemis Spencer and Randy Myers. I had to look it up.
Okay, now Randy Myers, that name sounds familiar, but Artemis.
I have no clue who these guys were.
Nope. Nobody else seemed to know who they were either. They were there to get beat up, and they did a good job of getting beat up.
Yeah, they did.
And yeah, well, you know, I like seeing Brody King. I like seeing
Malachi.
Brody and Buddy and Malachi. They're a very good tag team.
Then
to get to that final, though, I'm interested to hear your thoughts about the last match there.
not a great match. Good match, not a great match. And they did another dumb finish. And Ricky Starks wins the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Good choice.
With a tainted win.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we want to talk about Battle of the Belts? Fucking nothing happened on this show.
Well, we can go through it real quick because there was again, it was nice to have Ian Riccaboni and
Nigel.
Right. They had here we had Orange Cassidy versus Lance Archer for the international championship, and that one, oh brother,
good match, just
and you know, ended with a count out. Jake Roberts, he's you know, it's amazing that guy's still alive, isn't it? Right.
well, it is a miracle. Then we get Tony Schiavone in the ring. Why are they doing a segment?
Why? Yeah. Why did the claim segment with no match in this in this is supposed to be the Battle of the Belts? That didn't make sense to me. They thought they're kind of just wasting time with this.
Okay, I looked at this all as one show.
Right.
Like Collision and this.
Yes.
Why 2.5 hours almost into this godforsaken fucking television program?
Yeah. Well, why?
Why? Why?
It doesn't make any sense,
This fucking company.
right?
Anyway, uh, they're getting a rematch for the trios titles. Who gives a shit? We had the women's world title match, Tony Storm and Taya Valkyrie. Tony Storm won with satellite cutoff.
Yes. Yeah. We did get to see the end of it right away.
They told us it was Storm Zero. That
All right.
we then get the trophy presentation for the Owen Hart tournament.
Yes. With Martha Hart and Ricky Stark. She's the bad guy. He's the heel, but he's got to stand there and be a good sport, right?
No, he's a babyface.
Yeah, but he cheated to win that match.
It's AEW. Who cares?
Well,
Anyway,
maybe CM Punk will beat the shit out of him next time he sees him. You never know. It could happen.
maybe they'll have a backstage brawl
Right.
in a locker room with Larry the Dog and Ace Steel.
There you go. There you go. That'll be
Maybe
great.
Ace will bite Ricky. That's
Yeah.
that's Ace Steel's new finisher. He bites you.
And isn't it interesting that the last match, the main event of this battle for the belts, is we got the return of the chairman, Sean Spears, going up against Luchasaurus.
This is a good match.
Yeah. Sean Spears, he is a guy who I feel like has never been used in the best way. I think he's a whole lot better talent than he's been given a chance to show.
I absolutely agree.
All right.
Russ,
And can you do me a favor?
yeah.
Because I'm old and my memory's all fucked up. What was his name in? Was he Ty Dillinger? Okay,
Yes.
see, yeah, see, even though my brain is old, that just popped into my brain, Ty Dillinger. And I thought he wasn't being used properly there either.
I mean, they used him right in NXT, but that's NXT, and that was Triple H's NXT.
Right. Wow, hey, that's all the wrestling we got for the week. What the
So
hell?
Russ, so Russ, I think we need to tell the people that this show is probably going to change in format a little bit.
Yes, yes. Before, you know, toward the end of this month,
Probably
I'm
after
going,
SummerSlam
I'm
is
going
when
to
we're
be
next.
setting up a home studio area, and we might be able to do more than one show per week.
Yeah, because wow, Russ, we did that in almost exactly an hour. I don't know how we got through 4 shows in an hour, but we did
Because
it.
we're so damn good. That's how.
But we might start doing post shows for pay-per-views and things like that. Um,
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun.
if we do that, it will be after SummerSlam at some point. I think that would be a good point to kind of hit the proverbial reset.
Yeah,
I'm not going to put a date on it. I'm just going to say at some point post SummerSlam, things are going to change a little bit. There might be
sure.
more than one show every week. We might do 2 or 3. I'm thinking though that there's going to be at least 2 shows on pay-per-view weeks from now on
Yeah, there's just too much to cover.
because lately when we've been having pay-per-views, unless we've done 2 shows, it's just been us talking about the pay-per-view and that's it. So once Russ gets everything kind of reorganized over there, we are going to switch to probably a 2 show model. And plus, you guys are doing such a good job supporting the show. We got to give the people what they want. And clearly, more 2 marks is kind of what people want at the moment. Um, Will we stick to that format? Who knows? If people don't like it, we're going to go back to this. If people don't like the new format and whatever we decide to do here, we'll just switch back to what we've been doing because this is working just fine.
Yeah.
But probably 2 shows going forward after SummerSlam. At least.
Right.
We might just start doing an AEW show and a WWE show.
That might be interesting. Yeah, way to do it.
That might just be the better way to do things.
And then we could do a TNA show, and then we could do a New Japan show, and then we could do an NXT show.
Russ, you'd have to pay me a lot of money to talk about NXT.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the NWA, Russ?
And then we could watch all reruns of Glow and talk about that,
Russ, how much money are you going to be paying me to do all this?
The exact same amount that I paid you right now. Not a penny more, not a penny less.
So 0?
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Well, folks, we thank you so much for joining us this week. Go check out Worthy. I had Matthew Blevins on this week, or last week. Yeah, that's about it. Go check out all the other stuff here on Lock 22. Like, comment, and subscribe. For Uncle Russ, I'm Ben Shrewsbury. We will see you right back here next week. Damn it, play my fucking music.